blonde, brat, and queer. These were the ingredients to make a perfect pop star. Suddenly, overnight success. Now Chappell, Sabrina, and Charli have dedicated to making pops and saving pop music. It is time for a pop-off between the summer pop girls of 2024. That's Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charli XCX.
That's right. And if you're new to Pop Off, this is where we take some songs and we have them battle it out in our song, video, and performance rounds. And make sure to follow us at CCTV Pops on all socials if you aren't already. And of course, you want some extra content and the power to help us choose our episode topics. Come join us at patreon.com/CCTV Pops and join our producers, Emily, George, Lily, Louie, Jonathan, and Shaquille. And before we get into our opinions, just a reminder that this is meant for pure fun. Please don't take it too seriously. Music is subjective, and that's what makes it so fun to talk about. So join in and let us know what you think of these songs and these artists and what wins in the categories for you.
Absolutely. So, y'all, these girls have been killing it in the pop world of 2024. I mean, there's a bunch of other artists that kind of broke out this summer, but these are the girls that really, just not even girls, these are the artists that really broke out. So let's discuss those breakout songs and have them battle it out in our song, video, and performance rounds. And yes, we do know that they have other songs. We all know that. But these are the ones that took the summer by storm. Let's get ready to rumble.
Round 1.
Okay, so the first round is all about the song itself. So the production, the hook, the melody, the vocals. And we're going to start with player 1, which is Chappell Roan with Good Luck Babe. And this was done by Chappell Roan, Justin Tranter, and Dan Nigro. Okay. We haven't talked about Chappell on our show yet.
No.
So what do you think of, I would say, what it is her kind of breakout hit, Good Luck Babe?
Okay, let me say this before the fans get crazy. And you hate her. I don't hate her. What I'm about to say is not reflective of me disliking her as a person, as an artist, or anything like that. It's just sonically speaking, I don't think she's my favorite artist. Same thing with Taylor Swift. They're not like my favorite, but one thing I can appreciate is good songwriting. Oh my gosh, I've heard the song being covered by even Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the melody of the song is good. The words are good. The lyricism is good. The production is good. It's just for me, I'm not really like into it. Doesn't mean I hate her. Cheerful indifference. I can appreciate it, but don't really care that much. That being said, though, that's not going to affect my notes or my choice of winner either. This song reminds me of Wham's Last Christmas or like Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday. I just called to say I love, for those who don't know, you should know that song because Stevie is.
Wait, but why?
What? Because of the instrumental. Like if you have no words, like the whole synth, like the little dun, 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 last Christmas or dun, 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 I just called.
Okay, I love both of those songs.
Yeah, so they kind of bounce like that. So at first when I heard it, I was like, okay, I get it. But like again, I can't say I'm like in love with this song. Like I don't know how this song was the one that made people go, wow, we gotta listen to this girl. The Hot to Go song is fun. Like I didn't hear anything else like it, but this one is the one that people chose. I appreciate, like I said, the production of it. I love the strings that play in the verses because she'll sing a certain like word or tell a story and the music will add to the atmosphere of it as opposed to just being there. I'm not sure if that's like a post or like a written thing. Like she wrote the song and then they added the strings or if it was already there. But I love in that second verse, I forgot what she says, but she says something about the relationship kind of turning out a certain way and then the violins go with almost kind of like a sad like womp womp for her. It creates a great picture, a sonic to the pictures that she's creating. And I love the harmonies in it. They're really good. It makes the song sound even more full. I think my favorite part though overall is the bridge, like with the drums. The transition's so clean and then the vocalizing, she sounds ethereal. She sounds so much older than what she is. I'm not saying that you get older, it's not you sound like you can sing better, but she doesn't sound like a young 20s. She sounds like, like if Sinead O'Connor was sitting there belting out notes, like something like that. If she just has like this whole like singing very strongly, but almost operatically, and I like that. It's just also her vocalization there is great. The bitter tone that she takes in that I don't know if it's bitter, but I'll just say it's bitter. Or just kind of like biting tone that she takes
Yeah.
in that bridge and that whisper before I told you so. And then she belts it out. Chef's kiss, bone, apple teeth. Absolutely amazing to bring a song to such a great climax when it's already so big. That's good songwriting. That's
Mm.
great songwriting, if anything, because the song's already huge. How much bigger can you make it? Oh, let me whisper first before I hit this big ass note. Let me change my tone in a way that makes you feel like, is she talking to me? Oh, she's not. Oh, she's talking to that chick. Okay, got it. Like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of her, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate it. Like it's a greatly written song for
Mm.
sure, for sure.
Okay. I actually love this song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably guess I like it more than you do. I think this song is amazing and
Mm,
totally worthy of being as big as it is. In terms of Chappell as an artist,
mm,
I will admit I don't actually love most of the album. I
mm,
have tried listening to it quite a few times, and I think it's just not really for me overall. But this song is. I think it's just because the melody alone
mm,
is just amazing. Like it's
mhm,
so dynamic. The verses start off kind of soft, very
mhm.
conversational, kind of Fleetwood Mackey
Oh
almost
yeah,
a little bit.
yeah,
And then the way the chorus is, it just takes you up and it's just I don't know, the melody of it is just so fun. And I love that you hear just a completely different tone of hers as well, kind of
yeah,
throughout that. And then as the song builds, like you were saying, that frustration builds. And then more of the anger kind of comes up. Because at first it's just kind of dismissive, but then it's like, never mind, I'm mad about
mhm,
it.
yes,
And so
yeah,
just on the storytelling kind of aspect of it, I think it's absolutely brilliant.
mhm,
The ad libs as well, really really nice choices. Like there's
yeah,
aren't too many ad libs, so then all of the belts that you do here are all super super impactful. And then production wise, I think it's really good. I appreciate that it's more kind of organic. The strings are really beautiful, like the slides that you were mentioning. The second verse are awesome. The
mhm,
vocal layers in the chorus kind of give it an anthemic kind of
yeah,
feel to it.
yeah,
And yeah, I think her whole execution of it is just awesome. Like this song is really hard to sing.
yeah. Oh,
Like, we tried it at karaoke
uh,
one time. No, that we did not sound good, you know? Yeah, just props to that because we'll get to the live performances later, but, like, her vocal execution in the studio is so good.
yeah,
Uh, she has a very nice pop voice because it is kinda pure, but then
mm,
she is able to emote as well,
yes,
and kinda add that grit when she needs to.
yes.
And actually, my favorite part is actually the very end because when it changes tempo
Oh
and changes
yeah,
keys and it all just kind of sounds kind of
w-
off
wonky
and
and
kind
stuff.
of yeah
Yeah.
wonky. What an awesome way to end the song, right? Like it matches the lyrics, it matches the whole vibe of the song. Like it's so creative.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan of her whole album, but this song I will keep for sure. This will be on the
Mm.
playlist. This is on my Wrapped. Like it's so good. I think it's so good.
Yes, alright. Let's move right on to Sabrina Carpenter, with Espresso. We're not gonna do the espresso, we're not making that mistake. Oopsie. Espresso. Alright, this one is interesting because this also took the summer like, I forgot when it was released,
I mean, I
but
would say this is the song of the summer, honestly.
right?
I
Yeah, so
would,
I feel
yeah.
like I heard this it was
I think it
freaking
came out in April.
everywhere. Right, exactly,
Yeah.
and the build was a lot more like it was a slow climb, it just never left. With the
Mhm.
previous song, I feel like it for me kinda came out of nowhere because, like, she was on tour as an opener for a couple of shows, right? So, um, I was like, "Oh, interesting, okay." So when I heard this song, I think I was just coming off of what was it? She had just released what's the other song she Nonsense had come out, and then Espresso came, and I was like, "Okay." Oh, no, Feather. I liked Feather. I thought Feather was fun. It's kind of like in her wheelhouse to kinda sing with this, like, airy vocal kinda thing. But this was the most, like, I'm trying to make a summer single that I felt that I heard from her.
Mhm.
So, like, I like the summery, beachy sounds. It sounds like something to play at a yacht party or at any party, a rooftop party. I feel like the song was on every rooftop party that I got invited to for, like, my influencer stuff. Like, oh my gosh. Um, I will say that espresso as a title, it rolls off the tongue. It's such a sultry word, and it's not even meant to be. Can I get espresso? Espresso. There's so many S's in it. It's just very
Oh.
sultry. Think about it. Espresso. The thing about it is harsh in between, like, you could say
Mm.
hickory dickory dock, it's just tick, 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 tick sounds or tick, 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 tick sounds, it's just so sounds. So it's just a fun little play, keeping someone up all night, there's a lot of just wittiness in it. I think, I listened to her album, and although I wouldn't say she has a sound per se, she does have a voice. Um she and her co-writers have a great deal of humor and wit, and this song has that. Like, her give a dangs are on vacation. She's working late because she's a singer. Things like that stood out to people more than the chorus did, which I think is interesting. But yeah, that sticks out. She's quiet, she's cheeky. The vocals aren't super belty here. She does know how to sing. I've heard her previous tracks and her other albums. She can
Oh
sing.
yeah.
But, like, she knows how to make you remember a song, and I think that's also important. Like, yes, someone can belt their face off, but it's also important to make people remember what the heck you're saying, and very rarely do people ever remember verse lines. I don't know what that is. Obviously, the
Hmm.
chorus is meant to be a hook. It's a hook. But she made people remember their verses. I think there's some harmonies here and there that really elevate the airiness of her vocals, which is good because otherwise it would just sound really kind of just bare and kind of like superficial, like a girl, like superficial is the word, like shallow. That's the word, shallow. It would sounded shallow without the harmonies. I am on the fence about whether the song really needs a bridge, though. I do wonder where the instrumentals and the vocals would have gone had she really given us one, like
Hmm.
really kind of just like explain why she's so espresso-y, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
kind of just shy of like what could have been. But I'm not mad
Mm.
without it. Not mad at all.
Okay. Yes. Well, first, I do want to shout out the writers: Sabrina Carpenter, Julian Bunetta, Amy Allen, Steph Jones. Yeah, I really like Espresso. I think it is an undeniably catchy melody.
Mm,
Like, it
yeah,
is one of those songs where you hear it
yeah,
once and you can kinda sing along to it, or melodically, you can kind of remember it, so
yeah.
that's great pop writing already right there. But, yeah,
Mhm.
I appreciate the whole kinda just feel of it, like, there's something so slinky and sultry about it, and it does feel kind of insomniatic.
Okay, yeah, Insomniatic.
Yeah, because there is like a sleepiness to it.
Mm,
There's like an etherealness to it where it's
yes.
just kind of dreamy,
Mm,
which I think is awesome. And a lot of that feeling does come from her vocals.
yeah,
The way that they processed it, like she has a really nice kind of breathy
yes,
tone
yeah,
because there's a thickness to it and a kind of a slight husk there as well,
mhm,
which is just nice to listen to. And then
mhm,
they added all that reverb on there too to
yeah,
kind of add to that dreaminess. And although even the way the backing vocals and stuff are layered, it kind of feels like that too. It's like these like angels that are like singing
yeah.
along to
These
it.
angels.
And then
Yeah,
with the backing track, there's like a funkiness to it that I really
mhm,
enjoy. The bass line is heavy. I like the way the synths come in at kind of choice times. And then,
yeah,
as we get into the performances stuff, the way the live bands have interpreted that have been really, really fun as well. But I do also have the same note about the bridge. I do think everything could have been kicked up one more little level. Her ad libs near the end, like for that final chorus, are pretty good. So it does
yeah,
feel like the song is climaxing
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could have done something interesting with the bridge with this one.
mm, yeah. Oh, man,
Yeah.
it's tough, it's tough. Eish, what can you do?
Yeah. But this
Um,
is another one. I don't get sick of this one and I've heard it thousands of times.
yeah,
So
same, I choreographed to it when I had my heels class, the girls requested this,
nice.
and I was
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it's a fun one
It's
for
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so taking it on to our last hit, which is Charlie XCX with 360. And this was done by Charlie, A.G. Cook, Finn Keen, Circuit, Blake Slatkin, excuse me, and Omer Fedi. Fedi. Maybe it's Fedi. All right. This one, we've gone from full belt, floaty vocals to this processed, cool, edgy, cold layered vocal.
Mm.
Um, lyricism in this song is also another one that's just like Charlie's always been good. She's always been here. Some people only know her from Boom Clap, which blows my damn mind, but it
Oh wow.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or the I Love It song with Icona Pop. Um,
Oh my gosh. Wow.
yeah,
Throwback.
right? So, I mean, her legacy is undefeated. No, Undebated, excuse me, what she says, undebated, legacy undebated. And it's true. She's often duplicated or cited as an influence for a lot of people. And this song says all of that. And I really appreciate but it's almost like the lyricism is almost so serious that it's like she's not taking herself seriously. But like if you took it the wrong way, it's because you're probably copying her. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're offended, then you're the target audience. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this if you're that girl if you feel like you're that girl, this song resonates with you on a cellular level. And I mean, this song is, it's simple, like, nothing about it is, like, super, like, "Oh, here's an ad lib, and here's this, and here's that." It's all about the pulse of the beat. It's all about the electronic synths, and the just the punchiness of
Mhm.
her delivery and not so much like this big grandiose display of talent. Because we all know she can make noise. She can make like the whole noise music. She can do it. But this one was more just like cool. There's vocal layering. She sounds like robotic. She sounds unreal, which also adds to the whole it girl thing of it. You
Mhm.
know, the 360, like I like the title of it too. The number. I'm like, where was she gonna go with this? The chorus referencing Julia Fox. For me, I was
Mm.
like, "Who the heck is this woman?" When
Yeah.
she before Uncut Gems, like, that's all I know her for, but apparently she's been making waves for years in
Mm.
fashion, in apparently
Yes.
literature, and that's the whole thing. If you didn't know who Charlie was before this summer, everyone else who did.
Yes.
And you're lame for not knowing. Like, that's what this song is about, and I was just
Mhm.
like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." So, I think for this song to kinda be, like, what she uses as, like, the big song, because she does have other songs I think that are pretty good. But yeah, this is not, in my opinion, her best song. The stuff that she did with Sophie, like Vroom Vroom, she did 3 AM, I love 3 AM, it's super simple, nothing crazy. Number One Angel is one of, like, my favorites by hers, and mixtapes, not a full album, but we enjoy it. She has better songs, but this is the one where she's actually being like, "I'm that girl, and now you
Mhm.
know that I'm that girl, and don't you feel dumb for not knowing?" And I love that for her. And I love the whole,
Yeah.
like, vibe for it, you know?
Mm.
But is it a strong
Yeah,
song?
I appreciate the message of the song,
Yeah.
but I will say this whole brat era is just not for me. I think,
Mm. You're not
uh,
brat, Chris?
I'm not.
You're not brat?
I know.
I'm
I
not
guess
I
I'm
love
not.
that for you. I love that for
I
you.
guess I'm not.
I
Because
love that.
it's just not very melodic. I think that's what it is. I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite thing about pop music, right? Is
Mhm.
when it's like fun to sing along to and there's like a lot to a
Yeah.
melody. And that comes with me growing up with like the divas, right? And so I kind of, and this makes me sound so old, but like the way that these songs are, like, I just don't really get it. Like, I get it in
Mm.
terms of like the whole vibe or whatever, but like I never want to listen to it. Like it's just not for me.
Yeah, I have that in my
Um
notes. It's about the feeling more than it
yeah,
is
like
about the
I
melody. Yeah.
exactly. Like yeah, exactly. It's more about the whole feeling of it, the whole vibe of it more than it
Yeah.
is like any specific parts of the song itself. I think the production is cool in the sense because it's so simple. Like
Yeah.
there's a very clear synth line, a very basic beat, and there's kind of just all these little synths that kind of come in and out, but there's just a lot of space in there. So
Huh.
um I think that's kind of cool actually as a
Yeah.
choice. But again, just melodically, it's just there's no real melody. Like you might have a couple little hooks here and there, but it just feels
Mhm.
I don't know. There's just not much to it, and it's like I get that again the whole vibe is that you're kind of just emotionless, and it's just like I'm that girl.
Yeah.
I
This
don't know.
is
This
yeah,
just doesn't capture my attention. This just isn't the type of pop music that I tend to listen to,
that's valid.
uh, and it just doesn't go anywhere really. Like it just kind of stays where it's at, kind of the whole time. Um,
That's super valid. I think,
I don't know.
unfortunately, this is one of her songs that got big when it's not even one of her better songs, like, across her discography or even on this album. So it's just the one that popped. I guess it's just the timing of everything. Because, like you said, pop is in this era now where it's like, you talk really cold and your delivery is like this, and it's a freaking hit. This is a hit,
Hmm.
hit it in the night, hit it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, "Okay, fine." Again, we had this discussion before we hopped on. Maybe I'm trying too hard with my music 'cause, gotta be cooler. But yeah, so which cool pop girl takes this round for you for the song round?
Oh, this is actually really hard because I actually really like both Good Luck Babe and Espresso,
Mhm.
but I actually will give it to Chappell. I think Good Luck Babe is so good, and I do think it's timeless, actually. Like, I think this will be one that we look back on, even if her career doesn't have like a ton of longevity for
Mhm.
whatever reason that may
Yeah.
occur.
Yeah.
I think this song will be remembered because it's that good.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it to Sabrina
Mm,
for Espresso. I think also because the song is so chill, it was everywhere and I didn't get sick of it. I'm still not
mm,
sick of it. I'm
yeah.
still not sick of it. Yeah. No. Whatever they put in this espresso thing, it
Mm.
it's in there.
Okay. All right. Moving on to round two, where we talk about the music video.
Round 2.
Player one, Chapel, is disqualified because there is no music video for Good Luck Babe.
Yeah.
There's only a lyric video, which we're not going to count here. And just for some context, she did say that her label did want her to film a music video, but she was too tired. So, yeah. So let's move straight on to player two,
Sorry.
Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. What do you think of her video?
Okay. This video is funny. I think this one was done by David Myers. David Myers has been making music videos since we've been kids. Like this man's been he's been out here. And
Yeah.
of course, he made a beautiful video. I
Yeah.
love the color palette of this video. Whatever LUT that they were using, whatever color grading the colorist did a great job. It's so warm.
Yes.
It's so vintage. It's just really pretty. The video is so silly. You have Sabrina like robbing this guy that she's trying to seduce, and she's just having a gay old time with his money on the beach with the other girls. They look beautiful. They look innocent. And then meanwhile, she's this old Hollywood like femme fatale, aka the scammer. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's not too serious. Like, it reminded me something that Marilyn Monroe would have acted in back in the day. Like, it's just so silly where it's like there's the beach antics ensue when she hits the beach. Like, she's so
Yes.
beautiful, there to cause trouble. Something goes wrong, and I appreciate certain it takes a lot, apparently, for artists to figure out what their visual identity is. But once she has. We all think blonde hair, big puffy boots, and the Polly Pocket outfits. We all think that. But they were able to put it in the music video and still have it kind of be like fun and not so like caricature. Like I believe her when she bends over with her little parasol because she's a hot chick wearing these outfits. Like I
Mm,
believe it when she does that. I believe that she would take somebody's wallet because of her humor. I believe that she would push a guy off a yacht. I believe that this girl would get arrested for something silly because that's silly. You're on the beach for like public drunkenness or public stealing. Either way, it just feels fun and not so serious. And she does that in her lyrics. She does that with her music. The
mhm.
song is not that serious at all. At all. There's no emotional stake in this song like with Good Luck
Yeah.
Babe, right? Which is why I wish we would've got a music video because who knows what she could have done with it.
Oh,
Especially,
I know.
which sucks.
Yeah.
So, I do appreciate this video. It's super cute. I had a good time watching it.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead, Blonde Bombshell, do your thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was just the perfect summer music video. Like they knew what they
Yeah.
were doing. Like they knew this had
Yeah.
so much potential and yeah, they did a really good job with that. I'm really into the whole kind of retro aesthetic that she's been having with this era as well because it
Mhm.
does work for her because she does look very classic old American,
Yeah.
bombshell. Like that is very her much her just natural look. So it was a great job like on just the branding side of things to kind of have that aesthetic here. And yeah, I agree with you. I think the story is just really fun to follow along with. She's not overacting in any of it. Like it
Yeah.
all does just feel very silly and campy. And there's some really great memorable scenes. Like I love her on top of the surfboard that all the boys are holding up.
Oh, yes.
All the little choreography moments of her, of them just laying on the beach with her and her friends and just
Yeah.
them doing the ripples, of them turning around or kicking up and stuff at different
Yes.
times and stuff. Um, and even just her sitting in the hot tub car thing. Like just some
So
really
silly.
cute scenes that feel very simple in a way, but then
Yeah.
are iconic because they're like very memorable. So yeah, just super fun pop video. And she is definitely a star. Like she definitely has the X factor for sure.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Alright, speaking of X, on the Charli XCX with 360. We in the morning, no, 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 no. Sorry. Um, that's the melody.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. So this one definitely makes fun of the fame, the internet
Yes.
fame, has all the internet it girls. Unfortunately, I don't know them, no offense, but, like, famous white girls on the internet do not do it for me anymore, like, no offense. Like, girl, go off, do your thing, but, like, where were the black it girls? There are some. Y'all can find them? I
Wasn't there 1 or 2 in there?
one. Where's the
I mean,
Asian
there were no Asians,
where's the
though.
Asian it girl? I just said it. See, where's the Asian it girls? There we have them, but it's one of those things where I'm just like,
It's
I don't
fine.
resonate with those
You know,
girls.
here's how I feel. At the end of the day, all 3 of these ladies that we're talking about are not of color.
Colored. Yep. Yeah.
And you know what? Most of this country is made up of white people anyway. So
This is
it's
fine.
time that, they deserve their shine too.
I
It's
know,
cool.
I get it, but my
Yeah.
thing is, I was just didn't know who these girls were.
Oh, I don't either.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, the
Yeah.
jokes were not I thought they was just hired actresses that the act
Uh-huh.
Julia Fox, I knew. Some other girl I recognized, but then after that, I was like, "Who are these people?" So, like,
Yeah.
no shade for them being like, like, "I'm just a really hot, skinny white girl." There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, girl. We love it for you. Go ahead, go off. Give us nothing, give us everything. But my thing is, I only knew Julia Fox.
Uh-huh.
And if that makes me uncool, then so be it. But, I like that with all the trends and fads that were passing by, especially, like, the funny scenes with her and the other girl smoking over this man in the gurney in
Oh,
the
yeah.
hospital. It's like she's in the middle of all these fads and all these trends. Like, the way the frame is, she's never not in the center of the screen. And all this crap is going on. She's standing at the table, the head of the table, all the it girls. Like, it's I'm not sure if they did it on purpose, but it feels very symbolic for her to be in the middle of all of the chaos, in the middle of all the accidents and the bull crap
Yes.
and all the fad diets and the shaking. Like, that says a lot. It's so simple. It's very, like, trashy techno. It's giving like her face is done up. Everyone looks great, but the video color is just gray and blue and green and ugly. It just feels like, what am I looking at? And it's her. She's the best looking thing in the video. She's the best
Mm.
sounding thing in the video. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. But yeah, the video is so unserious, but because she looks chic, it looks like the most serious thing. It's so strange, but I like it. It was just the juxtaposition was cool.
I love the video, and it
Yeah.
didn't matter that I didn't know who these, cameos were at all,
Yeah.
'cause even if I didn't know who they were, I knew that they were somebody,
Somebody,
so
right.
it still
Right.
works in, like, the
Yes.
context of the story of all of
Yes.
that, and yeah, just the whole thing is so entertaining 'cause every single scene, it's just like, what is happening in this scene? Like, there's always something weird going on,
Yeah.
like, and if some of them, even if you just look in the back and there's an extra, like, doing something weird,
It's
or like,
strange. Yeah.
why are they there? And yeah, you're right. It feels high fashion and really trashy at the same time, which
Yeah.
totally works. That's like what the brat like aesthetic is. Like I totally respect this whole project on a marketing and
Yeah.
visual level. I think they killed it. She killed it. I
Yeah.
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think the song really is anything, but the video was super entertaining and I could watch it multiple times and see new things in it each time. So I was thoroughly entertained and am still thoroughly entertained by it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, I will actually give it to Charlie for the video because I
Mm.
remember going back over and over again to try to figure out who the girls were anyway. So I was like, who I was like I was like, who are these people? But also it's just fun. I just think it's so simple, doesn't require much, but
Yes.
it looks like a lot was involved. And that takes a lot to kind of make something look
Yes.
so like effortless. So
No, I'm totally here for it too. I have to give to Charlie. I think the video is so fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, brats. Sabrina, Polly Pocket fans, and Chappell Roanoaks. I don't know what you guys' fan names are. I'm just throwing out names here. I know it's terrible. But I'm gonna figure it out by the end of the episode. I will figure out what the fandom names are. Anyway, so moving on to the last round, which is performance and choreography, or just overall presentation. Let's just say that because some of these girls are
Yes.
not dancers.
Round 3.
Let's go back to the top with Chappell Roan.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. So I remember what got her on my radar
Mm.
at the beginning or closer to the beginning of this year was her not hot one, her tiny desk appearance
Oh, yeah,
when
with the teeth,
she
lipstick on her teeth.
when she
Yeah.
sounded amazing.
Amazing, yes.
Yeah. And so vocally, she is so good. Her pitch is amazing. She
Mm.
literally sounds like the record, and
Yeah.
her songs, as we mentioned earlier, not just this one, like all her songs are very, very hard to sing, and she
Mhm.
has delivered. And all the performances that I watched the festival performances where a lot of time people don't sound their best at festivals, but
Woo,
she
honey,
sounded
no.
great. I
Yes.
watched the TD performances, I watched the VMAs, like I watched everything that there is, and all of them, she sounded so impressive. So good
Yeah.
for her. Also want to give a shout out to her all female band who was also killing it in a lot of those performances as well. Um, but yeah, I feel like she kind of reminds me of Lady Gaga in a
Yes.
way, because
Yes.
of course she also has that kind of drag
Yes.
influence. And, you know, even if it's just her standing there,
Mhm.
singing the song, she'll do something interesting with the costumes.
Yes.
She'll have interesting makeup. She'll have an interesting prop or just something
Yeah.
around her just to kind of make that performance stand out. And that's very much what Lady Gaga used to do as well,
Yes.
right? Because it's even if
Ah,
you're literally still performing to the same, the song the exact same way, but everything visually is completely unique to
different,
that
yeah.
specific performance. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she's great. And of course, the VMA one, the VMA performance, she's a pop star. Like that's when
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like
Yeah.
she knows what she's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me, I like the song better when I heard it live.
Okay.
I don't know, for some reason, I just was not digging it wave form, I guess, but her live, I like. Yeah, I watched a couple of performances too, and then Governor's Ball happened, and that was
Yeah.
freaking chaos. But, like, things like the way she looks is very important. Talking about visual identity. Even if she doesn't look the same, people know she's gonna either come up which is a lot of pressure because she has to show up almost kinda camp-like. Like,
Yeah.
legit, that's a lot too. But
I
I
mean, it's
mean
kind of like Lady Gaga needed at the
yeah.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm curious to see what was gonna happen with her visuals. But yeah, I loved her themes that she's had with her performances. Like, I don't know what the heck she was on Jimmy, but it was giving Bird. It was giving like Victorian Bird. I was here for it. She was a wrestler where the drummer was in a wrestling ring, the
Hmm.
Statue of Liberty, like I said. So it's really fun to look at. The VMA's performance could have been a music video, honestly. Like that could have been the
Uh-huh.
video, girl. Like legit. That just ask for the rights and be like, yo, this is my music video now. But she sounds so good live, and her technique is so good. Super present. She knows how to move in choreography where she doesn't look awkward. Because you know how some people just don't sing and dance and say
Yes.
like you sing because you can't dance, which is fine. But if you just stand there, you can't, girl. What you doing? I've seen her get on the floor for the bridge, or like just crawl and like really give. She emotes well, and I think that's really important. So she's very theatrical. I'm not sure if she was ever a theater kid. Chappell Roan Oaks, let me know if she was a theater kid, because she gives theater kid with the way she performs, and I appreciate it. She's super talented and she's present, which is like, I think because the songs are so challenging, she does actually focus on the notes she's hitting and how she's articulating, and I really do appreciate it because the notes are tough. She's a star. She's a
Yeah.
star.
Hmm.
I enjoy her.
Okay. Moving on to Sabrina with Espresso. Yeah, so I also with this one watched kind of all the performances
Hmm.
all over the world. Like she did the summertime ball in London.
Yes.
She did some of the talk shows, Jimmy Fallon, SNL.
Yes.
I even watched the fan cam from the tour as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song is fun, and she also kind of does some different things with it, kind of each time she's performed it as well.
Mhm.
I will say vocally, obviously, the song is not the type of song that you would show off your vocals for,
Yeah.
like there's not much
Yeah.
you can do there.
Yeah.
Um, and because it is that kind of dreamy, slinky, kind of ethereal thing, she does need that backing track there in
Yeah.
order to keep that same feel because you just can't recreate that like with a raw live vocal.
Yes, exactly.
Especially because, in the studio version, she's singing quite soft. Like it's very
Yeah.
breathy, and you can't really
Yeah.
do that. That's really tough to do in a live setting.
Yes.
And so it was interesting kind of watching her performances, especially as she's gotten more comfortable singing the song as well. She's kind
Yeah.
of added little moments where she just does some audience participation.
Yes.
Like yeah, she'll like
Yeah.
yell things and she'll add a little bit more power, add a little bit more sass just naturally, just because of
Yes.
because of the setting. So I think she does execute it pretty well. And yes, she really does do the whole like I look cute and innocent, but also there's more to the eye there. There's like
Yeah.
there's some darkness there, some
Yes.
cheekiness there.
Yes.
And she pulls that off so well, and this song is perfect for that. I will say my favorite of all the live versions, I loved the Jimmy Fallon one where she had the horn section with
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Oh, it sounded so good, and also vocally, she did a couple little different things there for that song as well. And
Yeah,
even without dancers, like she does a good job keeping my attention. Her stage presence is very natural.
right.
Um, so yeah, I'm here for her. Had
I'm
fun.
here for
I had fun
her.
watching all these.
Yeah, I like her cheekiness on stage. I swear she's like a little country singer in a pop girl's body because the way she sings and like kind of like flips the notes or like sings things, she puts a twang on a lot of her vocals. But yeah, I like how she translates her humor on stage. Because yeah, you're right. She doesn't have much to work with vocally, but she knows how to work the song, which is important. Because if you can't communicate with the crowd, girl, what are you doing? If you can't even do choreography because the song is literally that, like, I wouldn't say the song's anemic, but because it's so floaty, you have no choice but to actually do something with choreography. And she does it really well, especially in those big old Polly Pocket shoes, those brat heels that she wears. She does a good job of twisting, turning,
Mhm.
pivoting. Oh my gosh. Ish. And she doesn't get swallowed up by her dancers. They're doing like full out moves and she doesn't like look like even though she's like, what, 5 foot? She doesn't look like she's getting overwhelmed. Um, I like the SNL performance with the little red nightgown that she was wearing because it was like, Sabrina loves to be on top. Things like that add more see? A little giggle. That takes a certain level of understanding that you can't take yourself too seriously. You know what I'm saying? So, I think for her, she's all about the full concept of, like, her humor
Mhm.
and her beauty, which is good. Because if you put the stuff on mute, you could still watch and get what's happening here. She's singing, she's dancing, she's being cute and. So I think that's good. That's very good. But yeah, I don't really have like a favorite performance, but the SNL one stands out because of that red. It was just so cute in that newspaper that she had.
Mm,
It was cute.
yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, and then moving on to Charli XCX with 360. Okay, not as many performances of this one.
Yeah.
There's the SNL one, and then I just watched a couple fan cams of the Sweat Tour.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? I don't think so, right?
No, she didn't really perform it much.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna be
Boiler
honest,
Room?
I don't have much to say here. I
Mm.
do think with the SNL performance, I do think it's hilarious that she literally looks like she just walked off the street straight onto the stage, like with her handbag and her sunglasses. And it's just like,
Yeah.
and again, it just goes back to what we were saying. Like the song it's just about the feeling of it. Like
Yeah.
the whole point is that she doesn't need to try that hard and she just is big. She is awesome just the way she is. She doesn't need to prove anything to
Yeah.
anyone. And so that as the attitude, I think is cool. Like I think the visual at the SNL show where it was just the green like
Yeah.
corner, like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But not much to say here. It's not like the song is hard to sing, and even with that they added
Yeah.
live autotune to it, which it makes sense with the song.
Yeah.
With the tour performances, I mean, she kind of just jumps around. Like I don't have much to say here.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't think she's the whole point, like I said, is that she isn't really trying that hard. So I can't even say anything on her like stage presence or anything like that because the whole point is that, or I guess part of the point is that she doesn't need to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a conundrum, you know? It's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like, "But we want more, but you're telling us that you're not gonna give us more than what you're giving us. Good job." Like,
Yeah.
I'm satisfied, I guess. I agree. The thing about the green performance, like, yes, brat is the color, that's the brat color, but
Yeah.
also, I don't know if she did it on purpose. Part of me feels like she does. The green screen is perfect for the key framing. If you ever need to put a green
Yes.
dude, it's
I saw some
so
of those.
funny. It
Yeah.
is so funny. Like, the internet is doing her job for her.
Uh-huh.
Because all you see is a girl dancing in front of, like, a crazy speech, like, the monologue from I'm sorry, the monologue from Romeo and Juliet where he's like, "The plague on both your houses." I'm just giving you an example. He did not that didn't happen. But it's things like that. Napoleon Dynamite, and she's sitting at 360 and the audience is just watching, and Napoleon's sitting there doing his dance from Canned Heat. Like, that is the joke. And I think it's fun. I think it's great, but it's not her performance. I think with all of her production quality, like her Boiler Room set was awesome. I think if she's gonna do it live or something like that, I do wonder why she didn't, like, for the live shows, try to do a little bit of a set moment, have a moment where she's like, "Freaky, freaky, freaky, you know what I'm saying? Like, really I'm not saying dance. Do what you're good at and just make it fun. Do some loops.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what her bag is really anymore in terms of like performing on these nighttime shows or whatever. But I know on tour, I know when she's working on her music at home, she's involved. So I am curious to know what would have happened if she had gotten a little bit more like chalant instead of being so nonchalant. You know,
Mm.
still
I mean,
fun.
I don't know much about her. Like, I haven't seen a lot of the promo for this album. So, did
Mhm.
she do more with other songs when she performed them?
Not like not really, really, but she can
Oh.
like boiler room, like in the boiler room.
Oh,
She
I
was
know she can. I know.
right.
I mean, I followed her career like since she started. Like, I'm aware.
Right,
I
like the
just,
boiler room set, like
that's
she was DJing, you know what I'm saying? Like she
yeah,
can
yeah,
do a lot more with
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
she does. So that song, I mean, I guess,
But
yeah.
I think that's the point, right?
Yes,
So
exactly. That's what the challenge is. It's just like, thanks,
it's just like,
thanks.
sure, but again, just not for me. Just
Yeah,
not
I
for me.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people, of course, people were like, "Oh my god, best SNL performance ever," like they were like trying
Babies, it
to.
wasn't, but you know what? She's
Well,
still
no.
great.
I think they're in on the joke, right? I think it's
Oh,
the
the
whole thing
sarcasm.
is
Yes.
that it's like she doesn't need to try that hard. Like it just is what it
Oh,
is. Like,
I was gonna say, babes, it
I
wasn't,
mean, I
but thank
hope it wasn't serious. I took it as sarcasm.
yeah, I think so too. I hope so. No offense to her. She's so talented, but this is not like her best
No,
song.
no, but again, like I
Yeah.
get it as a marketing
Yes.
thing. Like if
Yeah.
this is the era of Brat and you're putting on this whole personification, it's consistent. Like
It's
I'm
totally.
good
Hold on.
job. Like that's cool. It's again, I would prefer to watch, you know, someone do something more than that. But I get it.
Go ahead, green screen,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
I- All right. So the winner for me is going to be Chapel. I think she has all of the qualities of both
Hmm.
girls in her performances of Good Luck Babe. Sabrina's
Yeah.
a close, but the song doesn't allow much room.
I agree. I have to also shout out Sabrina's VMA performance was also very good. I mean,
Yes.
Espresso was only a little section of
With
it,
her
but
dramatic reveal of her
yeah, I thought that
decollete.
was so. I loved the
Hilarious.
whole moon
Yeah.
man, space man thing. I thought that was
Yeah.
just super creative. Anyway, uh, I have to give it to Chapel as well. I have
Yes.
to.
Yes.
She is so good, and yeah, this song is it's tough. Like I also want to shout out Kelly Clarkson and Miranda
Oh my
Lambert's little
gosh.
cover too. Oh, that was so
Ugh.
good.
I mean, it's Kelly. Are we surprised? Come on.
I know, but it just shows how good the
The
melody
song
is.
is. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Sabrina covered it too, but she made it sound country.
Oh yeah. I
It
mean,
was so
Sabrina's
good.
cover is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's so
I was
annoyingly
into it.
good. She's so chill about it too.
Yeah.
She's like, "I guess I'll cover the song," and it sounded good. I was like, "Look at you, girl."
Yeah.
She's a country singer and a pop
Oh
artist
man.
by
Okay, so I guess overall thoughts. Overall winner, I think for me it has to be Chapel.
Mm,
Cause yeah, that song is just undeniable. But I do love Espresso for sure.
yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I respect Charlie for this whole era and I get it, but it's
Yes.
just not for me.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, mine's each girl won the round,
Mm.
in
Oh
this.
wow, good for you.
Yeah, right. Oh, very decisive. Yeah, if you guys are new here, Pop Off is always my hardest. Like, I'm like, I don't know." For me, I think overall, I think only I'm trying to figure out if this is my own personal taste. It might be because of that, but I'm going to give it to Sabrina. I think for me, she's consistent. It's across the board. She gave us a music video, and all of the categories she gave us something.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
based off that, I'll say that. But also, I enjoy her as an artist, and I can't say that not that virality matters, but there's a lot of songs on her album that Chappell's album, none of them kept popping up for me. There's only 8 Hot to Go and Good Luck Babe. So just think about the whole
Yes.
artistry for the summertime. Brat also popped up a bunch. Apple,
Mhm.
Guess. But for Chappell, it just didn't happen. I'm not sure if that's like a marketing
Hmm.
thing or if it's like she just didn't want to do that. Because I'm not sure what her company's pushing on TikTok because you have to actually submit that. They don't just pick up the songs for artists, guys.
I
But
mean, honestly, her whole album, I feel like the streaming numbers are crazy on Chappell's album.
yeah,
So
I
they
bet.
might not even need to push all the tracks without them getting the attention, you know?
No, that's valid. That's so valid. Again, just optics and just what I'm exposed to personally. I was
Yeah.
exposed mostly to Sabrina and Charlie. So
Mm.
like I would say like their summer was theirs, but like longevity wise, who might last a little longer, it might be Chappelle. It might be Chappelle Roan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think with all the non-music side of things where clearly fame has been, came very fast and hard for her.
Yeah.
And she's had to kind of take some steps back. So
Mm.
I hope she has a good team around her to kind of just manage all of that, because, with Shawn Mendes, who also
Oh,
kind of had to
yeah.
take a bit of a break, like his album, it bombed, like this new one.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, I hope she has a good team around her that's kind of keeping everything in check,
I
so
mean,
that
it's
she doesn't
tough.
get too overwhelmed. Yeah.
It's tough. We'll see what happens because I mean, I think the fans are there. Like
Yeah.
you said, like you mentioned, because she's not so much in the things we know about her have been like memeable, not memeable, like those moments at the VMAs on the red carpet or her saying that she's not picking certain candidates, things like that. It wasn't because of her music. So
Yeah.
I don't think the music will be the problem, like you said. I
Mm.
don't think so. But it should be interesting to see what the next project is going to bring for all of these artists. Like Charlie, because she has such a big album now, she's touring it and like promoting it and like still like performing things from it, but the next album's either going to be one of those
Yeah.
like make or break, like should we still be
Yes.
paying attention? Same thing with Sabrina, had a great year, just had the Christmas nonsense Christmas come out. What
Mhm.
is next for you, girl? Are you going to do country? Are you going to give us the same nondescript pop with your color of lyricism? You know what I'm saying?
I
So
think
it's like,
Sabrina actually has probably the most solid fan base out of the 3.
yes.
Yeah. Like, I think
Yeah.
if all 3 of them were to end their current eras
Mhm.
and start anew kind of
Mhm.
tomorrow,
Okay.
I think Sabrina will get the most attention right off the bat.
Hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
Chappelle, keep calling Chappelle. If Chappell decides to stop doing the drag thing, don't you think if she dressed like quote unquote normally, that wouldn't get attention? Like, JoJo was like extra crazy, but if she had just come out in
Mm,
some jeans and t-shirt, people would have been like, "What? What do you think?"
no,
Oh, ooh, okay, interesting. The
I
next
don't.
couple of years should be so interesting. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
2025, I'm talking about 2026 as well. So the next 2 years should be interesting to see what happens, because all 3 of these artists are still kind of on the wave of what they left off of or are on tour. Excuse me, I'm having a mild stroke. Or are on tour. So it should be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 years. Ooh. Hey fans, let us know, okay, what you guys think. What wins the pop-up for you? Once again, be nice or don't. Good, but you're gonna miss an opportunity to explain this in a civil way, okay? Um, remember, we are available on all platforms, all social media platforms, and make sure to comment and DM us at CCTV Pops. Again, on all social media platforms because we are there. Hit those follow and subscribe buttons because we have some really fun episodes coming up, and we're almost at 3K. Join us, honey. And also, if you join us on Patreon, you can also give us some quotes to add to our video. That's fun, right? And you also help us decide our episode topic. So join in on the fun, join the CCTV crew, or be left out. It's your choice. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Chantel.
We're signing off from CCTV, the non-stop pop show.